All right, we are recording. Okay, so guys, I'm super excited because we are finishing up the last night of this buy two get one sale, and then we have 2 more days left in this month to make it all count. With that said, there's always some questions that come up month end about waiting rooms and even people that have been in for a little while. Like, some people are just not real familiar with that, so I definitely want to cover that. Just for the simple fact of, yes, for people that started before the 15th of this month, your volume will start back at 0 on the 1st. Everybody's will. Everybody that started after the 15th, your group volume will continue until the end of June, but your PV, your personal volume, will start back at 0 at the beginning of the month. Another question that comes up a lot when we're switching from one month to the next, so I just like to make sure to cover it, is as long as you've signed a couple customers, you're always going to be considered qualified and active, okay? But you need to make sure those 2 green check marks are lit up for you that say qualified and active. That means that you've had at least a $100 order placed under you. Customers have ordered, customers are set up, whatever. I have never had it ever not qualified and active, and I didn't even have an auto ship set up for like the first month or two. I didn't even know how to set it up. Like, that's how fast I was going. I was just like, I didn't even realize I didn't set one up. But I've always been qualified and active. With that said, I've always been ordering product too, like lots of it, because I'm always getting 3-day minis, 3-day minis, 3-day minis. Some of you guys might be like, why are you getting so many 3-day minis out? Guys, I'm going to tell you right now that is the key to your customers and your promoters, not only sharing testimonies, but that is how, I'm already recording. It's good to go. That is how you're going to get your customers, because when they get done with that 3rd day, they're going to want more. And some of them are going to see the opportunity. Some of them are just going to want to be customers. The people that just want to be customers, I'm going to give you some tips with that stuff tonight too. So the people that want to come in and they want to order a product from you, and I actually just got this tip from Kayla. Whenever somebody messages her or talks to her about a product or comments on something or whatever, she says, let's go ahead and go create you a free customer account, and we'll start looking at that product together and see what it is that might be the best fit for you. And then let's get a 3-day mini sent out to you for $25 so that you can try it. And then if the person is comfortable, which most people are, if you tell them, listen, you having a free customer account, if you post your experience, your 3-day trial on Facebook and you talk about it, your friends are going to be curious. You can earn your product for free. So then they go, their 3-day trial, they're sharing, they're tagging you, they're tagging, that's it. Just tell them to tag you and post their experience with them wearing the DFT, with them mixing up their lifestyle mix, with them taking their capsules or whatever, post whatever and have them tag you. That way, it also shows all your friends, or shows all their friends, they're taking something. But also, their friends are going to be like, what is that? And then you can help answer questions, because your friend probably doesn't know much. They can just tell what their experience is like. But by their friends signing up as customers, and if they order, whether that's a sample or whatever, that gives your friend a chance to become thriving for free. If 2 people sign up on somebody's account, they can start thriving for free. Okay? So you want to make sure that you are kind of getting those free customer accounts in, but you are also trying to get people to try at least a 3-day mini. Somebody might not want to jump in and buy $150 for a month, okay? Most people don't. Most people want to try it and feel what it's like. I'll be honest, with my previous business, I never tried the product before I started selling it, which was fine. That's okay. A lot of people do. However, with this, I actually wanted a sample. I wanted a 3-day mini. So I got a 3-day mini. I tried it. Actually, day 1, I knew that it was for me. I knew it because I felt better than I had, and I can't tell you how long. So with that said, I'm a tough cookie to break. Okay. Like I'm a tough one. Like I was not like the person, I was a non-approachable person when it came to changing businesses or talking to me about trying a different product or whatever. And I was not a consistent person when it came to product use at all. I used so many different products, but I forgot to take half of them half the time. Right. So I was worried about if I was going to be consistent. What I found was even on my 3 day trial, I was like excited. Like I couldn't wait to wake up the next day and get the next day started again because I felt so good the first day, you know? And by sharing that on your social media, and even with your friends that you're at work, your coworkers, the people that you're talking to at the ball fields or whatever it is, like just by sharing that. Kayla was just telling a story just a little bit ago about they were at the park and this woman said, man, I wish I had whatever it was that he was on. She was like, well, you can, you know, and that was an opening to her to introduce somebody new to the business and to to this product and talk about getting a 3-day mini out there. And there's lots of you guys that don't even work social media that much. And you know what, guys, that's totally okay. I can tell you though, like the more that your mouth is open, your business is open, and it's going to help you grow. So by getting those 3-day minis into people's hands, and if you don't have 3-day minis, because maybe you do not have a kit, then you need to be working on getting some of those reserved, like trying to connect with people, reserving enough so that you can place an order for a kit. You can even get $100 kit, guys, and an extra box of DFTs, and then you can make 8 samples out of that. So you can even do that at any point in time. Hold on a second. I'm going to use this real quick. So you can like reserve things by talking about it, sharing a testimony. Today, there's some great testimonies for Memorial Day that are out there. There are some great thrivers that, you know, I can tell you that the stories that I read on the Lavelle fan page, they inspire me all the time of never, ever, ever counting anybody out. They're all walks of life that need this product. And that's what I always lead with. And then I also talk about rest a lot because it's one of my favorite products. But I try to get everybody on the 3-day mini experience. You guys, I have 6-7 trials that I'm mailing out tomorrow. Like, I mean, it is like that all the time because no matter where I go, where I'm at, what I'm doing, I'm always talking about it. I even gave my waitress my card today. We went out to eat after we went shopping for a little bit. I think I gave somebody else my card too, but I gave my waitress my card because I said, man, you guys are getting slammed today. And she was just like, yeah. And I said, I seen you get like an 11 top and a 3 top, a 2 top, a 4 top, another 3 top, another 2 top. She was like, were you a waitress? And I was like, well, I'm a nurse. I used to be a waitress. I was like 18 years ago. I said, but I was a nurse, and that's pretty much the same thing. You still like go and get everything everybody needs anyways. I said, but I was like, you're working hard. And she's like, yeah, there's only 2 of us here. I was like, I know. That's how it was when I was working as a nurse too. It was always short staffed. I said, you know, you're like pulling your hair out. I said, here, you need to check this out. She's like, which hospital did you work at? And I said, actually, I retired myself. I said, but I want to give you my card because honestly, like I work from home and I love it. And I get to, you know, spend more time with my kids and stuff. And that's something that people can relate to. You know, she's tired. She's on her feet. She's busting her butt. She's getting her butt hammered to her right now. And she's going to be exhausted by the time her shift's over. So I always say tip generously if you can, and always share the wealth with people. So I give my card out, everyone. And I told her to friend me on Facebook, you know, get to know me. That way she knows I'm not crazy. And literally I said that because I tell everybody that. I'm like, here, I promise I'm not crazy. You can look me up and we can get to know each other first, you know. But, you know, just different conversations and stuff like that, just making it part of a lifestyle. But the next thing,
how did she, sorry if I'm interrupting, how did she react when you said that?
What?
When you told her that you're a stay-at-home mom, basically, no.
She was like, oh, wow, what do you do? And that's how I led into, well, I work from home. I have, you know, I do network marketing, and I gave her my card. And
Oh,
I just
okay.
kind of
So
talked
she
to her.
wasn't offended because I've gotten like offended people before, and they're like, "Oh, wow, okay."
Yeah, no. I think it's just really too. I think you need to watch your approach, because I can tell you guys this, and I always think about this. I never had any desire to be a stay-at-home mom. I never had any desire. I like to be busy. I like to stay going crazy and being all over the place and so forth. So I think it's definitely a fine line there that you have to watch. I didn't realize that I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom until I don't say I'm a stay-at-home mom. I say I'm a work-from-home mom, because I have to be busy. Like, it's just who I am. Like, I was the person in college who took 22 credits plus worked plus was a mommy and was like all over the place and had ridiculous, like, had to have the best grades, because I need to stay busy all the time. And so I never really wanted to be home, not because I didn't want to be with my kids, but because I knew that I needed stuff to do. I needed to, the social aspect of it and so forth. So I, if somebody would have approached me about a work from home or stay, I would have thought scam. So whenever I talk to people, I try to explain to them, well, I worked, but I was exhausted all the time, and I just found a different way. And then I just kind of lead into it. And then when she asked me, you see, I got her to ask me what it was that I did. You see, just by talking about her job and finding the similarities in her job, I got her to bring up the conversation. So then it was introduced a little bit gently to her. So, and it was her idea to ask me, not me putting it on her. So I think sometimes if you can get them to ask you what it is that you do, you have a little bit more of an in there to kind of talk about it a little bit easier. But okay, so what I wanted to do was talk about end of the month and some of the important things that we need to make sure are covered. First of all, and I don't even ever talk about any of these higher ranks, but I definitely want to make sure this is covered tonight. Anybody that is going towards 40K this month needs to make sure that you have 4 qualified and active promoters. That means you need to make sure that they have on, like, in different legs, 4 legs, okay? Qualified and active. Anybody else that's not anywhere close to it, just ignore everything I'm saying right now. But if you are going to be 40K or above at the end of this month, you need to make sure that you have, you have to make sure that you have 4 legs that have the little green, both green checks on the qualified and active, and that you see that they have PV for this month. Okay. Just to verify. Okay. That's all I'm going to talk about with that one. Now, next thing is waiting room. So I use this example when I'm talking to people and they're brand new and they're coming into this business and they say, what is the waiting room? And I'm going to use an example for you guys right now. So say I have my team, you guys, okay? And then I have 6 or 7 people in my waiting room. Let's just say, this is all theoretically, I'm just saying. I have somebody that's sitting there at $8,000. I have somebody in my waiting room sitting there at $3,600. I have a couple people at $200. I can take those 2 people at $200 and I can move them underneath of that person at $3,600. Okay. I can move them there, and I'm going to get myself a new 4K, a check match, and somebody that's a very happy camper because they just promoted to 4K. Okay. Next, I can take that 4K and I can move it over to that 12K. These are people in my waiting room. All right. I can move that 4K and move it over to 12K or to the 8K and make that person a 12K. These are all my personally enrolled people. I just got myself another check match on a 4K and a 12K. And I just had 2 people on my team that have been busting their butt to reach promotions that promoted and got to 4K and 12K. Okay. So that's my example for the waiting room. And why, if I would have moved people prior to having it, like at the end of the month or whatever, before the end of the month, if I would have just started moving people around or whatever, I might not have had that ability to move that to there. You see what I'm saying? So with that said, Does that mean that I'm going to take $8,000 and stick it under somebody that's not got 200 in volume and make that person a 4K? No. I'm going to do it to help benefit the most people that I possibly can that have been busting their butt to get there. Right? And the thing is, guys, is that it's a business move, and it's to help everybody the most you possibly can. Does that hurt the 200 people that you moved into this? No, because those 200 people are still your personally enrolled. Okay? They're still your personally enrolled. You're still personally working with those people, and you are still personally helping them work towards their goals too. Okay? That doesn't mean that person is just a 200 leg. Nope. That person might very well be a 200K leg. All right? In time, but maybe they just got started, which I don't like to move anybody until they're like on day like 50 or something, if I possibly can. Unless they're like two people that came in and they're like working really well together or something, then I might do it. It's all strategy, and you need to talk to your upline about that. Whatever you do, go to somebody that's like, whoever you signed up with, and ask them. If they don't know, they can go to their next person so that they can help you make the best moves that you need to. What you don't want to do is go into the end of the month with 10 people in your waiting room and nobody promotes. Okay? 10 people in your waiting room that all have volume, and somebody could have been a 4K before the end of the month. Like, you don't want to do that. Does that mean you move all 10 people under that same person? No, that doesn't mean that. Does that mean you need to move all your volume underneath of everybody else? No, but you are building a business, and a business can only build when people are feeling success and people are excited and people are happy. What happens when people feel defeated? You find a way for them to find success. Whether that is you find what their niche is, you find what are you having problems with? Are you putting posts out there? I get people that say they're posting, they're talking to people and so forth, and one of the number one things they're not doing is growing their network, or they're just trying to put sales ads out. I can tell you today was the first time I posted like a salesy ad in a very long time, and I barely got any likes on it. I'm just being honest. Not a single person messaged me either. Had I posted about these strawberry lifestyle mixes and how much I love them, and I really amped up, I seen Brittany Moore, geez Louise, I'm losing my mind right now. I seen Brittany Green earlier, about her. I have a friend named Brittany Moore. That's why I had her on my mind. But I had a friend, Brittany Green posted earlier about mixing up a banana, strawberry, frozen strawberries, and her strawberry lifestyle mix. Now, wasn't that genius? Hey guys, they're buy two, get one. Like, she didn't even talk about the sale until like later on, when people were asking her how good it was and so forth. And then she was able to open up and talk about the fact that what she was just mixing up that was also delicious looking was buy two of these canisters, get one free right now. That's pretty good way to hit your sales market, by talking about the product, and that, talking about an awesome recipe. And you don't even have to have an awesome recipe. I don't care. You can steal it off somebody else's page, somebody else's awesome picture, and talk about how you can't wait to try that. One of my good friends, she was talking about, she does keto, and she is very strict with it, and she tries to watch like her calories and so forth. And so she mixes her smoothies with water, her vanilla with water and banana extract and ice. Tastes like banana pudding. And a couple months ago, probably about 2 months ago, I used to always drink mine with milk and berries and frozen berries and blend it up. I tried it one day because I seen one of the promoters on this team post that she mixed hers with water, frozen berries, and a pack of vanilla. And I fell in love with it. And that's how I make mine almost every day. I use blackberries and raspberries or strawberries. I go to the produce department and I buy that stuff, and then I freeze them. And then I throw them in the blender I throw them in my NutriBullet with water and a packet of, it's the most delicious thing ever. But I didn't have banana extract, and I tried a banana, ice, water, and a packet of the vanilla, and it did. It tasted like a banana smoothie, like a banana pudding. It was so good. But anyways, there's all kinds of different things that we can put out there for people that are going to gain different people's interests and so forth. And sometimes you might be talking about the experience and people don't have any want to have more energy. Although that's not really the experience I've had. I've had lots of people that want more energy, lots of people that take naps, lots of people that didn't realize that they weren't getting what they needed. Sometimes I see people talk about people saying that they didn't really feel much the first couple of days. Guys, my husband did not feel very much the first couple of days, and I'm going to tell you why. He would drink black coffee every single day, and he was kind of tired the first couple of days. Like day 3, day 4, would you say, Donnie? Day 3 or day 4, he started to really like notice it, and he's been thriving every day since. You know, obviously he didn't want to not go without it after that. But I always tell people too, if somebody tells you that they can't tell a difference, wait till day 4 when they don't have the thrive. Because then they're going to really notice the difference, that they actually did have more energy and they did have more things. And then I had some people that ask, well, if I quit taking this, am I going to feel like crap? And I say this. With my last company, we had a product called Greens, and people took them every day. When they didn't take them, they could tell because they didn't feel the best, right? So it's the same thing with this. When you're taking a supplement every single day and then you all of a sudden quit taking it, of course you're not going to feel very good. You're going to like be missing stuff that your body's used to getting. So that's, I mean, anybody that's ever gone a day like without thriving, once they start, I definitely think they can feel it. One morning, my husband and I had to go to a meeting at my daughter's school, and we did not thrive before we went, and we had to go run a couple of errands. We could not wait to get home and take our capsules and like do our lifestyle mix and put on our DFTs, because we were like, well, it was horrible. We just, we could tell the huge difference. We didn't have the same energy. I definitely wasn't in the same mood, and so forth. So I think the experience shows itself. At the end of the month, I always tell people this: if you're not where you want to be at the end of the month, take a look back at this month and see what you can change for next month. We have this incredible opportunity right now, guys, to get as many people thriving as we possibly can, because we are about ready to see this company go from the $1 billion mark that they hit last month to they're probably going to triple the sales here in the next couple months with this DFT Duo launch. I'm going to read this chat real quick. Let's see. What tree are you guys talking about? I don't know what tree you're talking about. I never look at any trees. I just look at the placement by downline or sponsor, or like placement by downline level 1, and I just look and see to make sure. And I click the qualified and active button, and it will get everybody that's qualified and active on that page. Oh, I don't use trees. I don't use any trees. I go based on workers. I know where people are at. Yeah, I don't use that graphical tree at all, though. Not at all. I don't even use that. I probably don't even use that report. I use, hold on, I'll tell you, because I've got it pulled up so that I'm telling you guys correctly. I go to reports, and I use, I go to my team, and I go to placement downline to see who is qualified and active. And if you hit the Q, you can find out everybody on that page. And then you might have to, depending on how many people you have in your organization, I hit the qualified and active up at the top of that. Sorry, I feel like I'm not looking at you guys. So I go to placement downline, and I look at who I've got at my on my top level. And then as for where I'm going to move people, I always go to waiting room. Your Lavelle credits from this current month will be here on the 2nd on June 2nd. Your Lavelle credits will show. As long as you have 2 customers that ordered on auto ship, you're going to get the average of the 2 highest auto ship orders on June 2nd. You'll see that on there. That's when your Lavelle credits will show up on your account, and you'll just find it under commissions and Lavelle credits. You're welcome. I was talking about something else. Somebody put me on the right track of where I was at before I started talking about placement. Come on, Ariel. I know you can help me out here. Where was I at? Oh, going into the last part of the month and going at the beginning of this month. You guys, here's the thing. I've had months and weeks and days that I have not given my all to the business because I've had other obligations that I needed to do that. You guys are going to have those times too. That's okay. Just know that sometimes your checks might not be as high whenever you have those times. Your business might not grow as much when you have those times. It's okay. This is your business, okay? Don't worry about that. You guys, there's going to be times where you're not signing customers. April was like that for me. I didn't sign hardly any customers in April at all. Or maybe I did sign customers. I didn't sign any promoters. You're going to have people that join you that have nothing but negative things to say, that they're not growing or whatever. We always have to find a positive in everything, because here's the thing. There is an opportunity here. Everybody does have a chance to grow. Let's find out what somebody needs help with. If it's growing a network, I challenge people to add people to their Facebook, add people by talking to them. By the way, last week on this very Zoom, I asked people to see how many people they could add, in this past week. If you worked on that, good for you, because I guarantee you have more friends this week compared to last week. I also challenged my team. I had a challenge out there for people to go live every day. And you want to know what happened? Ironically, after that, some people kept on going. Brittany, that is awesome. 223 more friends in 1 week. She just grew her audience to 223 more people that are watching her post, watching her every move since last Monday. That's huge. That's awesome. And it's 323. See, that is going to pay off. For those of you guys that maybe didn't do that, this week is your another shot. You get another shot. Go to your friends list. Go there and yes, work to add a little bit more every day, whether that's people you're out there talking to, whether that's people you used to go to school with, maybe people you have stuff in common with, people you used to work with, whatever. Just add a little bit at a time and build those relationships. It is going to pay off. It may not pay off this week. It may not pay off next week. It may not pay off the week after that. But eventually, when somebody needs something, they're going to know to come to you. So you have to find that sometimes people are going to have bigger networks, and it's hard to keep your tunnel vision in and say that I'm not that person, right? When I came into this business, this one, Lavelle, on January 15th, I was working full-time as an RN, and I was working night shift, and I had switched over to weekend nights. So I was working every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, except for one Friday a month I would work on a Tuesday. And I was basically out of commissions Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays, except for like maybe a 2-hour time span here and there. I might try to post in somewhere, whatever I possibly could. For the most part, people didn't see me. So on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I worked as much as I possibly could overtime because of where I wanted to get to and what I wanted to accomplish and what I wanted to help my team accomplish in that process. That doesn't mean because I did that you have to do that. My goals are going to be different than somebody else's goals. Somebody else might just want to get some extra free products. Somebody else might want to make $100 or $200 a month. Somebody else might want to make $500 or $600 a month. Somebody else might need to make $2,000 plus a month or whatever. So you got to match your work with what you want. for me, I wanted to replace my income and be able to come back home. And I wanted to be able to bring my husband back home. And I wanted that freedom of what I had whenever I was home with my father when he was sick, because I think everybody should have that ability to have that plan B if they would need it. They don't have to have it, and you can save and you could do things. You don't have to have that at all. But if that's where you want to go and what you want to do, then that's okay. You just got to match your work with what you want to happen. If you feel like you are putting in a lot of work and getting little in return, let's figure that out. Let's break that down. Okay, if you're adding the friends, how many samples are you getting into their hands? Are you getting samples out to people? Most of the time it comes down to people simply not asking people about it, not asking people if they want to try it. Whether that's asking on your Facebook, whether that's asking in person, whether it's talking about the product or whatever, you got to let people know you have samples for them to want to try the samples, right? So if you're not ever talking about samples, doesn't mean you have to put a price tag on it. You can just be talking about it. Message me if you want to talk about it. Message me if you have questions about it. Sometimes people like giveaways. If you're willing to give away a sample, do a drawing, do a game, do something live. Yes, High Achievers playbook. I'll tell you, I had ordered one for myself, and I saw they had a sale, so I ran a little contest or whatever, and a couple of the girls on my team had won some. But Brittany just ordered one this past weekend. She just got it, and I'll tell you guys, I actually have it sitting right here beside me. I use it all the time now, but I'll tell you, it's got a little prospect book. It has a calendar. It has even an attitudes little thing, so it's a reminder all the time. It's got, and don't judge because I don't have a single name in here, okay? Because I'm like the world's worst follow-up queen. I'm just going to be honest about it. Like, my follow-up consists of me going down through my Facebook messages and my text messages and my post or my follow-up. But anyways, the little playback will be like emails, Facebook. My plan is to really get on the ball with this and get a little bit better so I can keep track of stuff instead of being scrambled. I also found this week, there's also a calendar in here. But what's really cool about this book, and let me go to a page that doesn't have anything wrote on it.
It's supposed to look like this.
Well, you should see my other calendar. My calendar is full. Like, it's completely jam-packed full. So this has like stuff that you're going to do. This has to do in the business, to do personal, accomplishments that you've done, stuff like that. You guys, yes, these High Achiever Playbook, they're wonderful, but you can just get a notebook and you can write your own goals that you want for it. All right. Like a $1 notebook from the dollar store, a piece of paper. I don't care what you use. You can write on toilet paper for all I care, as long as you're writing down your goals and you're setting it out there for yourself and you're going for it. Right. Like every night before bed, set 6 goals that you want to accomplish the next day, whether that's adding some friends for your business if you want your business to grow, whether that's adding some like 10 more free accounts, whether that's adding, you might get intimidated by somebody saying, go get 100 free accounts. Like that might scare the crap out of you. It scares the crap out of me sometimes too, right? But challenge yourself to get 5 at a time. And eventually that 5 is going to add up to 100, right? Eventually that 5 is going to add up to 100. And that's just like trying to get different things. You're going to eventually, when I started in network marketing, I kept on failing. I kept on like seeing all these people promoting around me. And I was like, I can't get a promotion for anything. And I kept on like falling up short on my goals, but I kept on doing it and I kept on building. And then I found my niche was like Instagram. And I built, guys, from literally from emerald to triple pretty much on Instagram. And then I went off of Instagram and I went back to Facebook and I went from triple to presidential. This is my last business, right? And then Instagram didn't work for me anymore because I totally lost the train of concentration on it. And I went back to Facebook. And then I was the highest recruiter at, with It Works during that time on Facebook. And it was like, just trying to find your niche of what works for you. Maybe it's social media. Maybe it's vendor events. Maybe it's going out and talking to people. Maybe it's big expos. Maybe it's whatever, okay? When you find what it is that you excel at and that you are able to work with people at and attract people at, that's what's going to be what takes you to the next level. For me, nobody was working Instagram, but I took the time to watch some videos on Instagram, like about Instagram, to take my business to the next level. I'm going to tell you right now that Instagram is a freaking awesome network if you can get your butt learning how to do it. It just takes a lot of work. And I'm gonna be brave enough to say it's pretty untouched when it comes to Thrivers. I mean, there's a lot of Thrivers out there, but I'm gonna say, like, business wise, people haven't used it. Don't go messaging everybody. You're gonna ruin it for the Thrive. Okay, don't do it. Don't go messaging everybody and their brother about Thrive. But I'm saying people will order from you if they feel like they get to know you and you use attraction marketing methods and so forth in there. So Instagram's a great market, but it's harder to get people to follow you, to, like, it takes time to build that, stuff. But whenever you're talking about Facebook, people just want to follow your life. When you're talking about in person, people, guys, you are your own testimony. If people see that you have a DFT on every single day, they're going to remember that. You're going to be the person that they're going to tell their friends to message whenever they need, like, somebody talks about it, or talking about needing new energy. The more you talk about the products, the more your friends are going to know what you have available for them to share with their friends whenever their friends talk about it. Say, oh, so-and-so does that. Message her. You don't even realize how many messages I get from people that tell me that so-and-so sent them to message me. Pretty cool, right? Because they know that they should come to me. You built 100% through Facebook. Yes, Brittany built 100% through Facebook. And actually, Brittany, where you at? Where you at? So you want to talk about a little bit about what you did with Facebook Lives? Because honest to goodness, guys, Brittany had been out of network marketing for a while, and she came in and she got herself to 12K and her husband 12K like that, like in a month. Okay. And she didn't expect that. She didn't know that was going to happen. She just told me one day she wanted to get the VIP 1600, and I said, I think you can go 4K. And she was like, okay, there she was. And then the next thing you know, she was at 12K. And then she's like, she saw that it was possible, so she worked for her husband's, but she did most of it, guys, through Facebook Lives and being consistent with Facebook. So you want to talk about that a little bit? Oh, let me unmute you.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I mean, literally from the first day I joined, because I have a lot of people say, well, I'm not going to go live until I get my products. The first day I joined, I went live. And I went live to kind of talk about, and if you're honest is going to draw a lot more people to you. And I was honest, I was like, I've not tried this product before. I don't even know if it's going to work. But I know that I'm a tired mom of 5 and I need energy. And I thought I might as well just jump in and make some money with it, because everybody knew that I'd sold with that other company before. I'd been out almost a year and a half, but they knew that I was in that before. And, so I just kind of just went live, and I was just honest with people. And when I got my box the first day, I opened it. The first day I ever tried it, I went live, and I just kind of go live every day to either talk. Like yesterday, me and my husband talked about the auto car bonus, because literally it clicked us saying, oh my gosh, we could literally get $800 a month to pay for a car. And what was really cool is we did that in the first month and never even imagined it. So literally going live and talking to your audience, and you may just have 1 or 2 people watch you the first time, but the more you do it, I've been literally going live almost every day for 11 weeks. And I literally have at least 15 to 20 people watching me every single time. But they expect me to go live every day. So they expect something new to happen. And it's not always about business. Sometimes it's using my stuff. Sometimes it's making a recipe. Sometimes it's my kids being crazy while I'm trying to talk and they're interrupting me, but it's okay because it's real. And they say, well, gosh, if she can do it with 5 crazy monkeys, I guess I could kind of do it too. But I've built everything through Facebook. I don't really cold message people at all. If somebody likes it or somebody comments on it, I'll even message them, say, thank you so much for liking my photo and supporting my business. And I'll kind of leave it at that and just kind of touch on them or talk to them. Or if I see somebody that has a really cute shirt that I like, I message them, oh my gosh, that shirt is so pretty. Where did you get it at? just kind of build relationships with people. And it might not all hit fast at once. I have somebody messaged me today that's been blowing me off for the past 11 weeks. She messaged me today. She said, okay, I've been watching your videos for the past 2.5, almost 3 months. I'm intrigued. I need one of those sample things. Like, okay. So they may not come to you right away, but it'll happen. You just have to keep pushing forward and being persistent and being consistent, because a lot of those people that'll tell you no, they'll still tell you yes. So don't mark them off the list right yet, unless they like cuss you out and say you don't ever speak to them again. But besides that, keep pushing for them.
You're funny. I think it's great tips. And, some of you guys might be like, yeah, I don't have any interest in going live. That's okay. You don't have to. That's just another way that you can, and something that worked for her. For me, I can tell you that one of the biggest things for me has been talking to people outside, just showing my life. Like today I was at Sweet Frog. Then I went out to eat, and people didn't even know. I should have even talked about, like, when I went out to eat, like giving a card or whatever to somebody. But the biggest thing is that I do it in like such a way that's just incorporated to my life. And then I came home and I posted a post, and it was a salesy post. And like I said, I did it because I wanted to see if I could get some people on my husband's customer account, and I didn't get anybody. It was totally the wrong marketing technique, whatever. I learned my lesson. I knew better. But I still did it because I figured, it works sometimes. It does work sometimes, okay? Sometimes straight up people just need to hear, hey, listen, we got 2 days left, or we've got 1 day. Tonight's the last night for this. So I put it out there, and I didn't get any customers, but I'm going to still talk about it. I'm still going to talk about right before midnight. Hey guys, listen, you've got literally like an hour, 2 hours left to place an order, buy 2, get 1 free. If you're interested in some products, let me know, because I don't want you to message me tomorrow and me say, yep, you're too late. Actually, Jason Manquist, I think, made a post like that earlier and said, don't message me tomorrow about the buy 2, get 1 free, and he has to tell you you're too late or something, and I think that they set such a great example. If you guys are not following Jason and Amber Manquist, they set such a great example for our team that I just, along with Barry and Lisa and everybody in our upline, but they were talking about they're at Disney, and they worked really hard, and they've saved up. They use their airline miles to go to Disney. And you guys, that's something that, think about how many kids when they were little, that's what they dreamed of. Just, I want to go to Disney World. I don't know. Even on, like, you see stuff on TV shows. I don't know. When I was growing up, it was always go to Disney World. Let's go to Disney World. That's where everybody wants to go. Well, I want to take my kids to Disney World too. Gosh darn it. So like now I'm like, okay, I've got a new dream board thing that I want to do. It's like go to Disney World at some point in time. And the thing is that that's possible. That is possible. And it's possible for you as well. Does that mean I'm going to go to Disney World next week? No, it's expensive, huh? Brittany just came back. She's got 5 kids. So that was a trip and they saved up for that, And the thing is that it's one of those things that has to be planned out and well saved up for, but it's so worth it whenever you get to reward yourself with that. So whatever it is, that goals that you have set for yourself, if you don't achieve them this month, guess what? It's okay. You go for them next month. But I can promise you this, that if you guys push till the end of the month, you're going to be that much closer next month. Even though you start back at 0, the work that you're still putting in right now, I could tell you, I sign a lot of people sometimes on the 1st and 2nd of the month because people are like, they're watching, and then they're like, they've got this idea they need to get in right at the beginning of the month because they want to get that full month. You know what I mean? So a lot of people will watch you and they won't join you because they think it's the end of the month, that it's not going to count. Let them know if they start today that whatever they do right now is going to count for next month. It's okay. They can join you right now. Let people know that, because the most people out there are set in their minds that they need to wait till next month to start their business. They don't. They can start right now, and it's going to carry over to next month. And you want people to get in. Kayla Fox said something to me. She said she had a dream And it had to do with there's going to be so many millionaires and billionaires within this company. And there's going to be people that got in before the DFT duo, and there's going to be a set of people that come in after the DFT duo. And that's what's going to be the difference. The people that got in, they got out, they were out there planting these seeds. They were talking to people, they were sharing their businesses and so forth. Every company, guys, has a momentum wave, okay? And you guys are right here, and it's about ready to go like this. Like, all right, so you're in a really good place at a right time. Now's the time to build your network, get those free accounts, aim towards those goals. The more people you focus on trying to help them, you guys notice all the time we talk about VIP 800, VIP 1600. The reason for that is because the more people you help teach to get those goals, the more successful the people are going, everybody's going to be. Because when people come in and they're able to get that, they get the reward quicker. All right. But if they miss it, you teach them what to do next. The next goal is 4K. You might miss it, but that doesn't mean the people that you bring in have to miss it. That means you can teach them and show them still how to be successful before you know it, you hit 4K. Okay? If you are not sure how to get to that, it's 2 customers, 2 promoters. Yes, you're going to struggle sometimes with that. Guys, I didn't get my husband's VIP 800 or VIP 1600 either time. Why? Because I couldn't focus on his when I was trying to get mine, you know? And the thing is that that's okay that I missed it. That's okay that I missed his. I couldn't pull out as many, you know, whatever. There's people that have come up 1 person short. All right. It sucks, but at the same time, you can tell your new teammates exactly what they need and exactly how they can reach it, even if you missed it. Okay. You can plug them into the trainings. Is there a time limit for the 4K iPad? 30 days for the iPad. 30 days. There's a little ticker in your office, like on your main screen, and it'll show for the iPad. It's 30 days for the iPad. For the 12K and auto bonus, no, there is no time limit. You can get it whenever, as soon as you go 12K. So if somebody misses the 30-day iPad, here's the deal. Even if you miss the iPad bonus is a one-time payout, okay, of $299. Getting to 4K is much more important because then you're going to qualify for team matching bonuses. And that means that you're going to be showing people how to get to 4K. And as soon as they get to 4K, you're going to get a team matching bonus and your check is just going to continue to grow. So even without the iPad, your check is growing higher than what it would have been with, you know, not being at 4K. And the same thing when you get to 12K. If you drop below 12K one month and you don't have the auto bonus, then the next month you're 12K, you get the auto bonus right back. So it's like, it's worth it because if you get to 12K, you have probably 3-4Ks under you. And that means that you have 3 people that are making pretty decent checks. And even if you're not at 4K, your checks add up. I know people that didn't even get a check, you know, previously in companies. And even if you're only getting a $50 to $100 check, times that by 4. And in a job that maybe you might not be working that many hours here and there, right? Eventually that's going to keep on growing. So I don't know. I guess maybe it's because I came from a place where people were only making maybe sometimes $100 checks or maybe not even enough to cover their auto ship. But here, guys, you really can. If you focus on getting 2 customers every month, you can run your business completely free. You really can. And have samples to give out to people and product to use for yourself. So is there what are team payout bonuses? Team matching bonuses. If you go into the comp plan and you go to, just because it's kind of complicated to kind of explain, but if you go into the comp plan and you look up team matching bonuses, it's basically just one of the different ways that we get paid. And what it is that you either get 20% if you have 4 active, qualified and active promoters that you've personally enrolled, or you can get 40% off of your 4Ks, 12Ks, 40Ks, 80Ks, 200Ks. Like, for example, Jamie Pekka enrolled me. I'm a 200K. She gets a 40% check match on my check every week. That's a pretty nice check. Darn her. I'm just joking. But seriously. But anyways, the better that your team does, guys, the better that you're going to do. And that's the cool thing, because in my last company, if I had a triple diamond that wasn't requalifying and she had a whole bunch of and she literally was like lost rank and she was only diamond, my check went up by thousands and her check dropped by thousands. In this company, if your check goes down, guess what? So does mine. That's the way it should be. You shouldn't want to just be banked on people failing. You should be banked on wanting people to win and wanting people to be successful, you know? And there's lots of you guys that aren't even on my team that, I mean, here's the thing. At the end of the day, everybody on here needs to be successful for themselves, all right? They need to want to help people. And you're only going to be successful if you're focused on helping other people find success. And that means teaching people how to get those bonuses, how they can get that money for their groceries, for their diapers that they couldn't afford last week, how they can change that this week. And that's the reality, because every single Tuesday at 1:00, like clockwork, we get paid. So what you do from now till Sunday night is going to be your paycheck next Tuesday. Okay? So if you don't do anything and you have a team that's not doing anything, then you're probably not going to get a very good check on Tuesday, right? But if you go out there and you see your team and you teach them how to get to VIP 800 by Tuesday, and you've got a couple customers yourself, you're going to have fast start bonuses because you taught your team how to go out and get VIP 800. You're going to get fast start bonuses because your team's enrolling new promoters, okay? And you get fast start bonuses off of those. We get fast starts 4 levels down. It's in the comp plan as well, under the rewards plan, under documents. And then you're going to get more because you're going to have higher BV. So you're going to get paid higher for your levels. It's when we sit back and we don't focus on helping anybody else. Even if you sign 1 or 2 customers, but you're out there teaching somebody else how to be successful, you're going to get rewarded for that. And your check's going to go up. People ask me how to make their checks go up, and I say help somebody else be successful. And that is so darn true. It is seriously the key to everything. And you guys, I'm going to tell you this because I was driving down the road the other day and I started to make a video. And I have to be honest. I've been on Zooms every single day. I'm talking hours upon hours upon hours upon hours, calls after calls after calls, messages after messages. I send out probably 7 to 10, sometimes 3-day minis a day. I am 120% dedicated to what I'm doing. Not everybody's going to be willing to sacrifice that. All right? I'm just going to be honest with you. Not everybody's going to want to do that. And you don't have to be. You don't have to have a goal of being a 200K. And if you do have a goal of being 200K, just know that here's the thing that I know most. Momentum loves speed. Okay? Momentum loves speed. So the more people that you can introduce to this product at the faster pace, the better. But you have to have people trust you. People have to trust you. People have to know you. People have to feel comfortable with you. Does that mean that I can't sign somebody out on the street that has never met me before? No. They can totally fall in love with what the heck I have to offer. In fact, I've sold 3-day minis on the spot like it's nobody's business. I went to a restaurant one night and I sold 3-day minis like to the bartender, to my waiter, and then their friend. Like that. $75 on the spot. Why? Because I started talking about, well, I probably had a couple drinks in me too. That probably made me talk more. But because I told them about the product. I told them about the opportunity, and waiters and waitresses work their butts off. Again, tonight I gave my waitress stuff. And, you know, when I go through drive-thrus, I talk about it. I give it to people. That is going to be a learned thing. That is going to be something that you're going to learn as time goes on in this industry. People are going to start from the very beginning where they've never had a network whatsoever. You have to realize that it's going to take you more time to grow that network, to get that trust, to get people to want to check out stuff, people to believe that you're not going to quit. People want to see success sometimes. And those people, that's okay. Let them watch you. Let them watch you while you don't quit. The other people are going to still want to join you, because people, when you project out a vision, that is what that's what people need. I can tell you that I fell in love with this industry because I fell in love with seeing people hit their goals. I fell in love with people being able to be home with their kids and pay for their bills and be able to go to the grocery store and buy groceries without having to look at their bank account. I fell in love with that feeling of what that could do for people. I know that people are still doing it because I'm seeing it every day. I'm seeing people hit promotions. I'm seeing it happen. If it's not happening for you, just know that it's just a matter of time before it is. If you are getting on these Zooms and you are getting the steps, then you are gathering the knowledge every day, and you are surrounding yourself with the people that are having that success. And that is exactly what's going to take you to the next level. Okay? I work as hard as I do because I want to see every single person that works this too succeed. And I'm okay with that. That's what I want to do. But there's going to be some times that you can't give your all, and that's okay too. I've been freaking out because I said, oh my gosh, I'm going to a cruise the first week of July. How am I going to keep in contact with Jamie Pecca yelled at me and she said, Amanda, you work your tail off. It'll be okay. She says, you'll probably sign more promoters while you're on that cruise ship. she says, you'll be on that cruise ship and you're probably going to sign more promoters and more customers than you have in months. And I'm like, that's messed up, Jamie. Seriously, though. The reality of it is that life is happening. There's going to be things that come up that you're going to have to take a step back, and that's okay for your check to go a little bit in a different direction. But if you're building it right, your residual will be amazing. Okay? Because you're going to be teaching other people how to be successful along the way. And one of the keys to success, guys, is realizing that you don't know it all and that you have to plug into other people. You know, I can tell you, I get on to Lisa's leadership Zooms. I get onto calls that I see Paul. Anytime I see something posted, I hurry up and try to jump on it because I want their knowledge. Like I want where they're at and what they have. I want that. So I want to hear, plus you're going to hear somebody different that's going to inspire you, a story that's going to inspire you just a little bit more. And that's going to pour that belief that you can do this, no matter where you came from, what your background is, who you are, you can do this and you can be successful. And the fact that this company is moving in the right direction and it does have a product, let's face it, people do want energy. Some people just haven't realized that they want it. And you're going to have the negative Nancys that say, oh my gosh, what is in it? That go through McDonald's drive-thru. Guess what? That's okay. It's okay. It's all right. They don't know what's in a Big Mac, but they want to know what's in this. I send them the ingredients. That's all I can tell you. Because I send people the ingredients. You're going to have people that tell you that it's a scam, but they'll go work for minimum wage, 40 hours a week, and they'll do 20 hours overtime week after week after week and maybe get a little tiny pay raise. But not be willing to realize that if they just did the same thing here and really truly work their business, learning about network marketing and so forth, and put in the same hours and energy, they would probably, well, I can say it would be likely that they would be killing it here. Because, man, some of those jobs, I'm going to tell you, I've worked a lot of them. And they're brutal. They are brutal, especially waitresses. I don't even know. Do they still make $2.14 an hour? Because that's what they made back when I waitress. That was like 18 years ago, though. But it's not much. And then they make tips, you know. So their feet are killing them because they're just like nurses. Their feet kill them. Oh, yes. Well, we have calls all the time. You guys, if you go on the Lavelle fan page, there's always calls listed. Like every day, like there's calls listed. Austin, I'm going to tell you right now, let's freaking rock this. Okay? Because once you get a taste of the freedom, you're going to be in heaven. You're going to love it. All right? And I'm going to tell you, the whole thing, no, I didn't see a question, Lexi. Hold on. I'll go and scroll up. Sorry, I can't, guys, I am very ADHD, and I quit taking my Adderall, like, completely. And so I don't know why my mouse is not letting me see it. It's still $2.15 an hour. Waitresses after 18 years, it's still that's nuts. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. Does it have to be different customers each month, or can you have the same customers each month? I plan to have more, just curious. Needs to have two new customers on auto ship. Boy, waitresses really are. Guys, tip your waitresses good. I promise you. Even if they're buttholes, they still need a tip. They probably got, like, seriously. That's why, I hope it's not funny, but that's why women are out there stripping, seriously, because, like, they're not making any money. And they're out, waitressing, and I'm serious. Like, they got to provide. Some of them got, like, little babies at home and stuff. And, geez Louise. I used to work as a waitress, and get like $1 tip or $2 tip, and I'd be like, I want to cry because it'd be the most complicated table or something, But seriously, the reality of it is that it's a tough world out there, and it's hard to make bills. Guys, I can tell you, even when I was working full time as a nurse and Donnie was working full time, like, we were barely scraping by, and I live in the poorest county in the poorest state, literally. So, I don't have a lot of customers, a lot of promoters, like I do have a lot of promoters near me, and I guess I do have a lot of customers, but I have to work very hard to show people how it can be affordable, because a lot of people, there's no jobs at all. And that is mostly what people work around here. It's because there's not very many things at all. Oh, so it's probably just depends on the state. New York, yeah. So everything's like $1 million here. That's why it makes more. Nurses make more. Listen, when I told somebody how much I made as a nurse, they were like, "That's all?" Because literally, it was like, I remember it was like 25 something my base pay, and then on weekends I made 37 something. And it sounds like a lot, but when they take all your taxes out, it's really not. It's really not, especially when the $1,000 student loan payment every month. Yeah, basically might as well just not went to school. Honestly, my husband said the other day, because I literally, guys, I pay $1,000, almost $1,500 a month in student loans. And my husband's like, you should have just never gone to school. Seriously, but I think it all made me who I am today. So I guess that's worth it, right? But anyways, I've kept you on here way too long. It's been a long Zoom. Does anybody have any questions or anything that they need help with? I feel like I kind of went off the grid here and kind of started rambling and talking a little bit. But I just want you guys to know, like, no matter where you finished off this month, next month is a whole new month. It's summer. And that means that you're going to be out, you're going to be talking to people, and you need to be thriving so that people can ask you what it is. Because I can tell you this, I find it is way easier to talk about than what I did in my last business. I really do. And people always are like, what is that? First, they think it's a nicotine patch. And then when I say wearable nutrition, they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, do you drink coffee or Red Bulls or anything like that? And they say, yeah. I say, well, I bet you won't anymore after this. They're like, all right, what are you talking about? Especially whenever, guys, I'm telling you, this DFT duo, don't even just think weight loss. I want you to think bodybuilders. I want you to think military, cops. I want you to think every fireman out there, okay? Like, seriously, I want you to think your business on a whole different level. Those people in those bodybuilding competitions, what do you think they do to lose that weight and to get their body into shape? Because when you're talking about burning actual fat instead of burning muscle. All right. That's huge. Huge. Oh gosh, I shouldn't have said that on the recording. Anyhow, I'm going to stop recording.